Let it be known that the 17th of May in 2024 was a big day for rock and metal music. Hi people, and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here, the man who produces Iron From My Eyes, and I'm doing a 5-minute review on Slash's newest album, Orgy of the Damned. I apologise, I have a cold, so that's why I sound a bit odd, but yes, the 17th of May was a big day filled with record releases by a few big names. We had Juster, the solo album by Hatebreed lead vocalist Jamie Juster, Kerry King's debut solo record, and Slash's album, Orgy of the Damned, all drop on one day. That's a lot to take in all at once. Now this album's title certainly lives up to the standard response I've seen in Slash's Facebook of "Mum, Slash is posting weird shit again." But this orgy has its reasons for existence. A collection of some amazing musicians once again joined Slash on his outing as he performs covers of more traditional blues songs, and my first impressions were rather refreshing. In the last few solo ventures with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, their music has turned from pretty awesome rock music on their debut record to rather generic trollop on their last effort. It's like the band had grown stale and safe and just cruising along. What happened to that dangerous and adventurous sound found on Slash's Snake Pit? I'm not sure, but when I saw this effort had all of these guest musicians, I didn't even take note of the songs. I just got worried that he was trying to recapture the original versatility found on earlier records. But on here we have some covers that are a callback to simpler times and feel like you would hear this being performed in some smoky dive bar like on the album cover, which by the way also has a nice callback to the Slash's Snake Pit record with that cover on the front. And of course this would have an amazing band that patrons are just too drunk to recognise. This record is wicked in a slow down the pace and bring it back to basics kind of way, and is perhaps just the outlet that Slash needs, considering the hold-ups and delays in the Guns N' Roses Bandcamp. This is a no-nonsense rock record that is simply played into Slash's soulful ability to tap into those old-school tunes, and a fantastic outlet for his creative desire to show us why he is the legend that he is. What am I? Slash is bringing it back with nothing too fancy, and it certainly does have elements of our legendary guitar god present on here, even though it does feel a little bit lacking in regards to the usual grandeur that is Slash. Like previous albums of his, he is working with multiple talents for various songs, and the list is incredibly long and filled with the who's who of the rock and roll world. Musicians such as Billy F. Gibbons or Iggy Pop join the foray on certain songs such as Hoochie Coochie Man and Awful Dream. Even fellow guitar virtuoso Brian Johnson jewels the legend himself on the incredible song Killing Floor, which is a standout on the record. Not to be one that is content with the old guard, there are many up-and-coming musicians on here, and that includes people like Chris Robinson for the opening track Pushing, and Gary Clark Jr. on a cover of Crossroads. And of course there is Dorothy for A Key to the Highway. We even have Demi Lovato joining us on Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and all of these songs are just amazing to listen to. Out of all the songs on here, there are barely any bad ones, with the only ones that I can really think of being Awful Dream, which I really put down to Iggy Pop's vocals, which may not be suitable for this song at the end of the day, and perhaps another one to fault is Born Under a Bad Sign, which I feel has just been played to death, but perhaps this is also due to the fame that was brought onto it by Chris Isaak's version. I mean, Paul Rodgers does a bang-up job on here, but it's just not a song that I like to listen to, so I guess my personal bias comes into play. It's also great to hear Gary Clark Jr. tapping into his old-school blues guitar skills, which he became famous for when he did this stuff about a decade ago, and of course it just seems just that he is going back and doing this song of Crossroads. And of course it just seems just that he is coming back for Crossroads, another song that Jimi Hendrix covered, and of course a very famous song that has many covers across the blues artist world. Let's not forget Eric Clapton, for example. And of course, Gary does a great job in both the vocal department and his guitars when required. Chris Stapleton does an amazing job on Oh Well with his signature vocal prowess, and of course his country twang. And it's another song to look out for on the playthrough of this record. Of course, there is only one track on here that doesn't feature any guest musicians, and that is the last track, Metal Chestnut, which is a song that feels like it wouldn't be out of place on a Steve Vai album for all its skill and temperament. Overall, I will give this album a score of 8 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Crossroads, Killing Floor, and Hoochie Coochie Man. This album is a really fun one to blast under pretty much any circumstances. It feels like Basic Instinct here and is just going through the motions, but with his flair added on top of this. I really dig this record, and it just feels good to harken back to such a classic Slash sound with this many iconic songs on offer. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.